Tyler Cameron and Rachel Kirkconnell finally squashed their beef. Jesse Palmer weighs in on this senior edition of The Bachelor, plus Bachelor casting. What is going on here? And we're going to be breaking down a new trailer for next week. Let's dive right in. Welcome back to our channel, everybody. Before we get into all of the tea, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. I'm your host, Zachary Reality, with Kayla G and Kayla T. We are double downed with the Kaylas. How are you guys doing today?
Good. It's Bachelor premiere week. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, big week for Bachelor Nation. So super excited to dive into, all the tea as we do.
Yes, I'm excited to break down the trailer after because we have some faces coming back that we're all excited
Mhm.
about. But we have to talk about Tyler Cameron and Rachel Kirkconnell. They have squashed their beef. Rachel and Matt were on Tyler's podcast and they were kind of going back and forth about their brother sister like relationship. Rachel said, "You were doing interviews left and right, just throwing me under the bus and saying I'm the old ball and chain." Actually, I take that back. Matt started the beef and they went into talking about how Matt actually was having a difficult time balancing having a best friend and a roommate that he did everything with, but also having a new girlfriend. So he was trying to find the balance of who he was spending time with. And it did actually cause a little bit of a strain in his friendship with Tyler. And then things just kind of snowballed for a little bit, but they said they were always fine. They just weren't as close for a moment in time. So, what do you guys think about this? Have you ever dealt with something similar in your life?
Yeah, for sure. I've been the Tyler Cameron, and my friend in high school got a boyfriend, and she doesn't want to hang out with me as much anymore. So yes, I think we've all kind of dealt with this to a certain level, depending on which one of the three you are, and it makes sense. And I'm happy that they're all like they can sit down and do this podcast and really air it all out because there's been like speculation and like little things here and there. So I'm glad that they can just sit down and talk about it all.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that they talked about it, they aired it out for us to kind of be privy to because like KG just said, like we were speculating and I kind of figured that they were okay, but maybe they just hadn't talked it out. So I'm glad that they did so. And like she said, it is normal. I for sure have been through, stages of friendship change and you have to kind of pivot and lean with the shift of your life. And so it makes sense that they kind of had to like take a step back and then reapproach their friendship. So I think that's actually really healthy. So I'm glad they figured it out.
Yeah, and it's good to see them back on good terms because I think a lot of us really were invested in Tyler and Matt's bromance and their friendship. That's what originally got Matt some notoriety, which made him the Bachelor to
Quarantine
begin with,
house.
since he was never on a
Right.
season. Yeah, the quarantine crew. So it's nice
Hmm.
that they gave us this because clearly they made up a long time ago, but it's nice that they did this for the viewers and the fans who were invested. This has totally happened to me where one of my best friends got a boyfriend and we all used to hang out together, but then it got annoying. And sometimes that just happens. You know, you have to kind of respect your best friend's new relationship. And that's just who they want to spend their majority time with. And sometimes I've noticed it gets harder when you're in your 20s and like some of your friends go into
Hmm.
relationships and other of your friends are still single. And it's like you all still want to hang out, but you do become in two different
Hmm.
places of life.
No, for sure. Like coming out of college, it's like we were all single and like in the same stage of life. And then I'm going off and doing, something completely different, doing this kind of stuff, doing music. And now my friends are married. And like when we have hangouts, it's like the vibe is different. You just kind of have to shift with with the relationships, with the friendships, but knowing that the love is still there and the affection you have towards each other is still there. It's just like Matt and Tyler and Rachel were saying, it's like, it's just not the same. We're not as close, and that's okay. But we can still be friends. So I love it.
Yeah, they're not doing the stuff they used to do. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Life evolves, so it's nice to get this little update. Let's talk about Jesse Palmer. Now, he did an exclusive interview with Variety and answered, but didn't really answer questions about the show and The Bachelor. Now, in regards to the senior Bachelor that everybody is talking about, he said, "I don't know. I wish I was an executive so I could answer all questions. Unfortunately, I can't answer for you. I hope it happens. That would be incredible." And you know something really funny? We have to get this screen grab because Marlena, she tweeted something along the lines of, "When is the senior bachelor coming?" And Susie literally responded to her and was like, "All my grandparents are gonna like die before they get it around.
Oh,
We have to put the
no.
tweet
I
up so
saw
we can
that.
see the exact words, but it was
Oh my
so
gosh.
funny.
That's
Yes, I
hilarious.
saw
Kayla G, what are
that.
your
So
thoughts?
hilarious. But like they've been talking about this for years now, right? I think it started before the
Yeah.
pandemic. They've kind of wanted trying to casting people. And you're right, probably a lot of the cast a couple years ago might not be here anymore.
Oh
So
no.
Gabby, and also I think all of us were really excited for Gabby's grandpa, even though it was kind of iffy of like I think he still
Mhm.
wore his wedding ring from his I
Mhm.
think he's a
Mhm.
widow. So I mean if he's kind of ready to take on that role, maybe not. Maybe he's happy kind of in the situation he's in, but I'm still kind of holding out for that because I love I love Gabby's grandpa. What was his name again? I'm totally blanking.
Grandpa
John.
John.
Grandpa John. So yes, Team Grandpa John.
100%. Team Grandpa John, but I don't know like who's going to really watch that, y'all? Like I don't know. Like I'm just kind of like are y'all ever really going to do it because like y'all can't cast a black lead a second time and you're going to have a whole season of like seniors. You know what I mean? Like you guys can't even take a risk that way, but you're going to change a whole I just don't think they're ever going to do it. If that makes sense. Sorry that was really like
Yeah.
blunt, but I'm just like I don't think they're going to do it. I don't know that people will really watch that. Even though it's a cute idea, I'm just like, what? Really? It depends on like to me the age cuz after a certain age it's just like I don't know that I really like want to see that. I don't know. Is that mean?
Yeah, and I think
Yeah, it
for it to
is.
make
Yeah, no.
sense, for it to make sense, it
Mean.
does need to be a bachelor, just like a regular season, someone we're invested in. So that's why I thought like the Grandpa John makes
Yeah.
sense because Bachelor Nation is
True.
invested in that. So maybe whether future or past, someone that we meet, even maybe this season on hometowns, maybe we need to keep an eye for that. But yeah, will I watch? I would have if it was Grandpa
Mhm.
John, I think I would try it. But I mean,
Yeah.
it would also the format would have to be it would just be an entirely different
Yeah.
show. It would
Mhm.
be different.
You know
Grandpa
what?
John would have
You
been
made a
so
good point.
good.
Grandpa John would be good. And KG, you know what? I kind of like the idea if they're gonna do it. Like it'd be cool if they did people's parents, like who weren't
Hmm.
together, like who were single. If they did that and made us invested that way, then I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. Like Gabby's grandpa or like, Michelle's grandma. I don't know. I'm just who knows? That could be cool. But otherwise I'm like, how does that work?
So I did hear that they were actually casting for it, but then they had to stop 2 years ago because of the pandemic. So
hmm
they were trying to do it at one point, and then I think it just became too much. So I don't know if it actually is ever going to happen. If I do agree with you guys, if they do it, I think it should be maybe like it's not senior citizen, but maybe like 40 to like 60, maybe 40 to 70.
Yeah.
Um, but Grandpa John would have been great since we were all invested in him. Now, Jesse Palmer also threw a little bit of shade at Chris Harrison when he was asked about Chris's podcast. He said that he hasn't listened, but he knows that, but knowing how much Chris is into pop culture, I think it's an awesome platform for him. But yeah, I haven't heard too much. And I think people were just wondering Jesse's reaction because Chris basically said that he thought Wells Adams could have got the job, would have got the job. And Chris hasn't mentioned what he thinks about Jesse Palmer. So do we think there's a rivalry between them on the low? Just because how could there not be when he's like the new host? Kayla T, why don't you start us off?
Oh Lord. I feel like, you know, Jesse definitely threw some shade. When he said he's into pop culture, so I'm sure that's a great platform for him. It was just so like, oh, now you get to talk about your little pop culture stuff. Like, there you go. You're good. Little pat on the back. But I think no, Zach, it's a good point. I think honestly, there's gonna be a healthy amount of I don't know about rivalry because it's like Jesse took his spot. It is what it is. You're not Chris is never gonna be in that position again. But it's just like there's gonna be a healthy amount of you replaced me. So there's, a little tension potentially, but I think Jesse Palmer is always gonna figure out a PC way to get his point across or to kind of circle around the point or not really saying much at all. So this is probably the best we were gonna get from, him talking about Chris Harrison.
Yeah, when it comes to Jesse,
Yeah.
I think I've said before, I was rooting for Wells as well, along with Chris Harrison. It just made more sense to me. Jesse is just so generic. And even you could see in this interview he did, all the questions, it's just very media trained, it's very robotic. Um, and that's just not something I'm drawn to. I want fun, I want relatability, and I just don't get that from Jesse Palmer.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
many people do, especially because he was so removed from the franchise for so long. But we've gone over this. Sometimes The Bachelor just doesn't listen to their fans. Let's talk about this season though, because we are still watching, and episode 2 is going to be really fun because we have Courtney Robertson, Victoria Fuller, and Tajwan all returning to host a group date. We have a few clips here that we're gonna watch, so let's check out the first one, and then I want to hear your thoughts.
Y'all having fun? Yeah. So the thing is, y'all thought y'all was gonna be the only ones on this date? Here they come!
So here we are. Kayla G, let me ask you, what do you think of like these competition dates? We usually see them in the beginning of a lot of seasons. Do you like those dates? Is it just like a way to show off the women's strengths and weaknesses, or do we think it's too competitive?
They're some of my favorites, and especially it looks like this one is very filled with fun. And I know, Zach is known as the boring bachelor, so I think it's kind of fun. The first big group date, they're going and they have Lado there. They have these amazing alums, and it looks like they have so much fun. We see Bailey, Kat, Brianna, and I'm just excited to see these girls more. And also in that competitive environment, you do see kind of how they interact with other people and kind of see some of their true colors sometimes. So I'm excited to see how it all goes down.
Kayla T, who are you most excited to see?
Like on the group date or like the alum that are coming
one of the
in?
girls or the alum, either or both.
I mean, I'm always excited, like KG said, like I'm always excited for the first like night of date or the first episode of dates, because period, you just get to really see people's personalities with competitions, how they interact with each other. It's fun. But for this specific date, I am so curious about Courtney Robertson. Like the fact that they got her back on our TV screens is iconic. It is like, okay, y'all are really pulling out the stops right now. So I'm excited for this day. Lotto is like such a big star. So the fact they got her is so different. And like, I think it's going to be so much fun. So this has got me excited already for see this group date.
And these alums look
Yeah,
great,
I love
right?
Courtney Robertson. They look great. The outfits are a little interesting because it feels like they're all going to 3 different occasions. Like Tajwan is going to the club in Vegas. Courtney is going to like a church, but for like a wedding reception. And then Victoria is going like on a picnic.
Victoria's going to the
Courtney
mall.
going? Like cocktail hour?
Yeah,
mall.
maybe.
Cocktail hour. business.
But
business
Courtney is just
hour.
such a legend. And I love seeing Victoria back just because she was so, involved in controversy in Paradise just recently. So I'm excited to see her. I know they just like called her and asked her to go, and she was like, I'm down. And Tajwan is interesting because there are some rumors that she actually might stay around a while. And she might have a crush on Zach. So let's keep watching, and then we'll see if that's true.
Lotto brought us in for the bad alumni that we are.
Kayla G, how do we think Tajwan would do if she really did stick around? Do we think her and Zach could foster a connection? I know we want to see her because she's so funny, but do you think her and Zach are a match made in heaven?
I think they could work as long as she hasn't dated anyone in his family or like an uncle, from her Bachelor in Paradise days. Let's not make that a habit. But yes, I really could see them together. What about you, Kayla T?
I'm sorry, KG. I disagree. There's no
Really?
way I see them together. No, child. Like Tajwan she's so much fun. She's so funny. She's gorgeous, but she's way too much for Zach. Like Zach, I feel like he's just so normal dude, normal guy. He needs someone who's like a little more chill and just kind of like relaxed. So I don't think that could work.
Unless they're
you know.
setting Tajwan up to be the next Bachelorette. I mean, she has a great personality. She's super funny. I don't really see her and Zach together, but what if they want to bring her back and see how everyone feels about her? Because I would like to see her as the Bachelorette. She has such a good personality.
Yeah, she's
See
super
that?
fun.
For me, like kind of what to Kayla T said of like her personality being so big, I think that could be a good balance for Zach. Like, I know in my relationship, I'm
Hmm.
kind of the crazy one, and my husband's a little bit more subdued. He's stable.
Mm.
So I don't know. Sometimes you need that balance.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens when they meet and connect. I wonder if Victoria will bring up Greg or anything like that. And I know
Well,
Courtney actually is married and she has a couple kids. So she's definitely, they're all in
Oh.
different phases of life. We have a married
Mm-hmm.
woman, one with a boyfriend, and one single. All right, let's watch our next clip and see what's in store.
You need a little help, like judging.
So I want to see what y'all working with. I know Zach want to see what y'all working with.
All right, so who do we think is gonna win this group date? Like, what girls are we already vibing with? I know Christina Mandrell seemed interesting. I feel like she could go far. Also, Katie, she's been getting some interesting screen time and moments. Also the girl in the pink top. Do you guys remember her name? She's right behind Victoria.
I do, but
Davia?
blinking. No. Oh,
Is it
Davia's the
Davia?
one on the right.
Davia.
Oh, the girl in
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
the light pink top. I was
The
talking
light
about the
pink top
light
is
pink
Davia.
spaghetti strap top. Yeah, Davia. I
Yeah.
think she has a good chance too. I like her energy.
Mm.
Yeah, I particularly love
KG, you wanna go?
Bailey, and I'm excited to see her. I believe maybe in this last clip, I remember seeing her and Zach getting real close. So I'm excited to see Bailey, and she got the first kiss of the season. She's one to watch out for.
Yeah, I would say Bailey, but the other girl that stuck out to me, and I think it was in the preview from Monday night, but it was this group date, was Kylie. I feel like Kylie might have a little time to shine. Like, she seems like fun girl. I don't know. I just remember her, so I'm just like, I'm looking out for her. And I think she has potential to go far. That's just my gut, but seems like a fun
Yeah.
group.
Yeah, and
date
then when
either
Kylie,
way.
Katie, Sally, Teddy. I don't know what season we're on or who's who, but
I
there's a
know.
lot of new girls.
I know we see
And we
Kat
don't
on
know
this
their
date
names.
too.
There's a
True.
Kat,
I'm
there's a Christina,
yes.
a Kelly. Is there a Kelly there? Is there an Ashley?
Catherine.
We have 2 Olivias
Who
this
knows?
season.
Mhm.
Ooh, love that. And I know there's a few Victorias in there too. So that's always fun when we get a Victoria. Let's watch our last clip and we'll make our final predictions.
They could take some pointers. Zach is very cute, very easy on the eyes. Zach said, I'm enjoying my season. I would be like, watch out, ladies. Get ready.
She's giving him the
All
eye
right.
in that clip.
It's
sure is.
gonna heat up next week. Is there any thoughts you guys had about last week that you think, or any storylines that have started or connections that you are looking forward to seeing this week, whether it's a group date or do you know who gets the one-on-one? What are your kind of closing thoughts?
Well, definitely, I was surprised that Kat even got a rose the first night. So I might be production, I don't know, but I think she'll be around for the next few weeks. I'm just specifically excited to see some more unhinged moments. She's going to be a meme queen, and I cannot wait.
So true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The memes from her are about to be next level. I think that from this group date, it looks like she's not here. So I'm guessing that Christina is gonna get one of, I don't know if there's another group date or there's just one-on-one, but I'm guessing either Christina gets the one-on-one or no, I think it's Christina. I think Christina is gonna get the
Could
one.
see
I was
that.
gonna say Genevieve, but I just saw Genevieve there. So yeah, I think Christina gets the one-on-one, and I think from this group date, Bailey's probably gonna get the rose. That's my gut. And Tajwan is gonna
Ooh.
stay for
I think so
for
too.
the night portion, just for the night portion. But I don't think she'll make it through the week. She's not gonna like move into the house. I think she's just gonna like want to stick around. She's gonna interrupt during the one-on-ones during the night portion.
That's that's a pretty good take. I would like to see her stick around, but it also would make sense if she just kind of checks it out. I follow her on Twitter, so I know she was really interested in what was going on in Bachelor Land
Mhm.
during Paradise and
Mhm.
during casting. I know she was liking some tweets or just sniffing around. So I wouldn't be surprised
Okay.
if she stayed. Um, she's good. She's good. The
Yeah, she's
season's
great.
just heating up, so we'll see some connections form. And I think that there's going to be a lot of drama on social media about the show. I think there's going to be more scandals about the contestants. And I think there's going to be more scandals about Bachelor casting and, the show and where it's at right now because things are getting crazy. Do you guys have any hot takes on that before we head out of here?
Yeah, I mean,
I know,
did you
Kayla, you're
see? I
doing
think she
a TikTok live.
Yeah, I'm doing a TikTok live with Brittany, and she was the one who posted a video talking directly to Bachelor casting and talking about how she's never been in blackface, so they probably won't be interested in her. And like, she really just went for Bachelor casting, but kind of in the best way, became an instant icon. So I'm really excited. I'm talking to her on TikTok live tonight at 7 p.m. PST to really talk to her about what led her to make that video. And is she actually interested in casting? Or interested in becoming a cast member and kind of where to go from here. So I'm excited to chat with her.
Oh, I'm definitely going to check that out because that's fascinating. I always wonder about like the casting process, especially for females. Like I don't know, in my head, it's just different. But I saw something that Brianna put out on Instagram about at least the first night. Some of the girls were trying to like stop her from talking to Zach. So I wonder if like because I thought about like she has the first row, like she didn't have to do anything if she didn't want to that first night. Like she had a row, she was safe. She was the last one on the limo entrance. Y'all know I was like, gassed about that entrance. So I was wondering if the girls were, kind of jealous or if there was something cattiness. So I wonder if that's gonna trickle on to the next week or two with the girls kind of against Brianna. I don't know. I didn't really catch in the previews, but I'm curious to see that for sure.
Yeah, we will definitely see what happens. And we want to hear all of your thoughts from our listeners. So leave your, comments in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you're always updated. You guys can follow me on my socials at Zachary Reality. And you guys can follow Kayla and Kayla. Their socials are right down below as well. Thank you all so much for watching. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.